Hello YouTube, I'm back. I know it has been a good long while since I've made a video, but there's reasons behind that. One being that I had a baby, and two being that life is hectic and busy, and I'm also PTA president at my kids' school. So I've had some requests from some guests about a video to make, and as you can see, my hair looks pretty rough and pretty raw. It's clean, that's why I washed it last night. We are going to do a hair curling tutorial, and I'm gonna do this two ways because I have two tools that I want to use. So I have my curling iron, which I'll show you with the curling iron. I'm only gonna do like 2 curls with the curling iron, and I'll go slow so you can understand it. I have it on, and I'm going to warn you now, if you have a Hot Tools curling iron, you can see where it has temperatures, and you can see that this is the highest, that's 430, and my temp is over here in one of the lower settings. I don't even go in the middle anymore because even that's high. So yeah, you want to make sure that you're in this family. Okay, so curling iron on. I really love my infinity wand, which is kind of like a flat iron. I'm turning that on too. You can see that there's just a thin line through it, so hair can go through this and then be curled or even smoothed out, depending on what you're looking for. So those are 2 of my tools that I'm going to use. I have my hair clips, my alligator hair clips. They are Eufora. You can see they're stained blue because I'm blue. A wet brush and a wide tooth comb. Again, a Eufora wide tooth comb. So those are the tools I'm going to use to help create my curls and fix them. Last night I showered and I did 2 shampoos. I did one with Urgent Repair, and then I did another one with the moisture from my Nourish line, which I will post all of that in little snippets at the end. And then when I got out of the shower, I used the Nourish Keratin, the Fortified Keratin Repair, and Elixir 1. Because my hair, as y'all can see, is very lightened. So my ends are, I'm not gonna say they're not damaged, they are damaged. So as of right now, I'm going through, I am brushing with my wet brush. My hair is dry. In order to get the best curls, of course, you want dry hair. And then I am going to show you guys how I use my favorite product to help me not only protect my hair, but also keep my curls for most of the week. Last week was a straight week, so I'm going to use my Retain. Everything needs to be mirrored, but it's not. My Eufora Retain, which I use for everybody. So y'all saw I have brushed through. You should be able to get your fingers through your own hair. That's the best thing for you to be able to do all this. And then I'm going to, I have clips, right? I'm going to push my hair back, and I am going to section my hair. So what I like to do is come right here, and I pull the mohawk section, as we call it, or the horseshoe, whatever you want to call it. And I just kind of run my fingers through it. I don't get real like, let me brush it out. I'm going to wrap this up. This is the top section. Now, depending on how defined you want your curls, you could do even smaller sections or take subsections in that, which you'll see I sometimes do. So here's my second section, which is more the middle. Again, not going in with a brush. I'm just gonna go in and kind of finger through the hair, pull this up, and use my second clip. And sometimes I do subsection. It depends on the look I'm going for. I do have a lot of hair, so now I'll come through here, make sure I comb this out really well, And like I said, I'm gonna use 2 tools so y'all can see how to accomplish things with a curling iron and how to accomplish things like even if you're using a flat iron. When I use the infinity one, it's the same thing as a flat iron, like I said, except it doesn't clamp. So that's the difference. If you can find one of these, I suggest you do. So before I start, we're 5 minutes in, I'm gonna shake my Retain, and you can do this 2 ways. I'm gonna spray this in this time. Sometimes I don't because it can get messy. And then comb or brush it to make sure every strand gets hit. Make sure that's all canoodled around there. Retain is a thermal heat protectant for dry hair. It's really amazing. You know, I've always used a thermal protectant. I use thermal defense prep when I'm blow drying. If I decide to blow dry, this week was not a blow dry week. And so using something when your hair is dry actually makes a lot of sense, because what you're using when it's wet is different and gets absorbed differently than what would happen with dry hair. And you can see I kind of put my fingers through to spread the hair out to make sure that every strand gets some of this loving. Comb it through, and then let this side, so this side is already dry. So you are gonna feel that it is a little wet when you first put it in. I don't touch anything until it's dry. And then from here, you can section or subsection. Like I can take this piece, and I don't have another clip, but I'll move it that way, right? And I'm gonna do this. Since we're playing, I'm gonna take my curling iron, right? My curling iron is gonna go, every time you see it, this clamp is gonna be facing the camera, okay? Because I do all my curls away from my face, and you can see I'm letting it sit for a minute and I'm pulling some out. Now you can do a full curl, or you can leave this bit out and that'll make it more of a beachy wave. I'm gonna kind of give it a little bit more than that because I'm wearing my hair like this all week. So I wrap and roll and wrap and roll. Now the difference is I have a Marcel, and you can see I'm feeling it. The beauty of Retain is that you're not gonna feel it get super hot, but you will know when it's time. And you can see I have a really pretty curl going on there, but it's not piping hot, and I'm not gonna touch it. So that is with my curling iron. Let me show you with my infinity iron. So the reason I love my U-Smooth infinity iron is because I simply pull this in here, and I am literally pulling away from the face. So the way I explain this, or even using it with a flat iron, is the same way you curl ribbon during Christmas. When you're curling ribbon during Christmas, you put that tension, and what I do is I pull some tension and I wrap it back and kind of let it sit and pull some tension and bring it back, and then you can see you have a pretty, the curls are a little different, right? This one has more shape to it than this one. This one pulls, it's a little bit longer. It really depends on what you're trying to go with, what you really want out of it, but those are the 2 different curls. So I'm gonna do another section with both, and then from here, after this, guys, I'm sorry, but I'm just gonna use my infinity wand. So again, going in, making sure that I pull these little hairs this way. Let it sit for a second and then maneuver it down. You do have to be careful when you're maneuvering the hair down and opening up your clamp, because depending on your curling iron, it could snag hair and things of that nature. So I will show you on this other side with the curling iron, just like one curl, so you can see what I mean by the clamp thing. All of my curls though are going away from my face, and I'll explain to you why at the end. So something got stuck there, but it's okay. It could be a hair from this one, which happens. So you want to go in and look for the stragglers because they're a thing. See, I see them. I see them here. Little straggly hairs. That's why it's good to comb through and kind of comb your hair out. And you can see I'm not touching these curls at all yet. I don't want to. I want to leave them and let them set because that also ensures longevity in my curl, which is what I want. I want longevity. These gotta last. It's gonna be a long week. I want to be prepared for everything. So I'm just pulling that tension with this one and rolling it back and pulling more tension and rolling it back, pulling more tension. So you can see that's nice and tight and it has some bounce to it, and I'm gonna leave that at that. Depending on what I'm doing, sometimes I use like smaller sections depending on whether or not I want it to be bouncier, but for the most part, I'm just trying to get through my hair fairly quickly. And since I'm talking, this is taking a little longer than it normally does. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys one more time with the curling iron. I'm gonna do this front piece. Okay, so you can see this is still facing the front because I'm wrapping in a way where my curls are going to go away from my face. Again, I'll explain that when I get there. And I want my curls to be curled at the end. I don't do a beachy wave all the time, and when I do, I get real dramatic with it, but I like for my curls to be smoother at the ends. I don't like for them, I like them to be very put together when they're not. I don't know, it's my OCD, I guess, it bothers me. So, and again, I'm just feeling my hair to see what's gonna go on. And then I'm taking it out, and you can see I've got a really pretty curl going on. Again, this curl is going away from the face. So then I'll just keep going now with my infinity iron. And even that, when I put the hair in, I'm going to go away from the face. I don't know if y'all can see, but there is a little steam coming off of my curl. And that is from the fact that I did air dry, and I probably didn't realize because my ends feel dry that some of my hair is not dry. Or my product could have been not completely dry. Granted, I'm a professional, so I also know how long heat can actually stay on and not affect me in a negative way. So there's that. But yeah, okay. So here we go. Just with my infinity iron. And I know I'm quiet, but sometimes silence is key because I'm focusing. Even us hairstylists have to focus. I think one of the main things I get is like always, oh Steph, it's the way you do it, it's the way you do it. Guys, this is feasible for anybody. It really is. You just have to take the time to practice. You know, for those of us that went to school for it, that's what school is. It's a lot of practice. So having all that time to work on people, but also practice on a mannequin, it makes a difference. Now, I'm not telling you to go out and buy a mannequin. What I'm telling you to do is set out some time in your day where you can practice little techniques, whether it be with your hair or your makeup, or anything, any skill that you want to hone in on. You know, your gardening, your cooking, like give yourself that opportunity to learn and look for people who are willing to teach. I've said it before, my videos are never super quick, and they can't be, because I'm trying to teach. I'm trying to show you guys exactly how to get, you know, these pretty curls or waves or whatever they may be. And I can't do that in 5 minutes. I can't do that in 10 minutes. It's not possible. Plus, I have to drink coffee in between stuff, so it takes me longer. Okay, second section. So with this, again, I'm not gonna break it up. I'm gonna push it back because I have section number 2 that I'm gonna do. And this, I split in half in the back. So you can see it's in half. I brush it out on both sides. Pardon my baby hairs. I am losing hair again. I have autoimmune issues. If you don't know, now you know. So, spray, spray, spray. Spray, spray, spray. Putting that right there. Brush, brush, brush. Again, you can do subsections. I always split everything into 3 sections and then determine where I'm going to go from there. It's up to you. You know your hair, right? I know my hair. I have a lot of hair. It doesn't look like it. It's super straight, but I have a lot of it. So, I have to like section into 3 and then say, oh, okay, like let me section again. So taking this top piece, moving it over, pinning it there. And then still away from the face. And your curl depends on you, right? So you can go as high up on your hair or as low as you want. You don't need to stress about about where it is, because it'll also fall. So I go higher up because, like I said, I have a lot of hair, and having a lot of hair means that sometimes my hair doesn't want to curl. Granted, the retain helps me to hold curls so well, even on humid, gross days in Texas, because that's where I am. I can manage to keep somewhat of a little wave going on, but see how this is just higher up? That's what I want, because I want that look that's gonna last. I only wash my hair once a week, which means styling, I usually do it straight the first 2 days, but because I have gotten requests for a hair curling video, I decided, well, I guess I'll just do it on my first day with clean hair. Plus, so my normal system is straight because I wear it straight for like 2 days and then I curl it on the 3rd day when it's really dirty. Because I feel like you can't tell it's as dirty if it's curled. That's just how I feel about it. I might be fooling myself. Maybe everybody can tell how dirty it is. So, all right, so y'all saw I kind of pulled out the end. It's because I started to feel a little bit of a tug, which can happen. I've had my Infinity one for 2 years now, and it's amazing and it's great, and cleaning it and keeping up with it helps me to make sure that hair doesn't snag or get stuck. But you know, sometimes it happens, and I just feel out for that, like make sure that I'm not compromising my hair in that way. and I will roll it out a different way, hold it, or whatever it may be, whatever that looks like. See, smoothing it out nicely. This is my infinity one, giving me the bounce that I like. Bounce, baby, bounce, baby. That's what I'm looking for. Curling irons aren't bad either, but it's your preference. I do hair, right? So I always tell people, of course, I invest in my tools because my tools I use on others as well. However, I think as a person, like I have a curling iron that my husband bought me when we first got together. So this thing is like 12 years old. Actually, no, I think I already had my son by then. So it's like 10 years old, maybe. Oh, I can't remember now. We've been together for a while. So I still have it, but maintenance is everything. Of course, I wanted a Hot Tools 2-inch curling iron, but he doesn't understand about hair. So he got me a Revlon, which is not bad. Just know your heat settings. Revlon does have heat settings. So I use that one every now and then. I still have it. It's here. I actually can show it to you. This is what Larry got me, but Larry gets me lots of things. So, but that's just, I hold on to just about everything he gets me. I love my husband. He's funny. He's great. I mean, there are times where he fights with me because he doesn't want me to get stuff, but I still do it. As you guys can see too, I have no makeup on right now. It's a Tuesday and I am going to put makeup on. I just haven't yet. I did a face mask last night and I felt real fresh. So I was like, oh, do I even need a face? And then 2 seconds ago, I looked into the camera and realized, I could put a little some on. A little some. So still leaving all of these, okay? Not touching them. Making sure I don't have fish hooks. If you don't know what a fish hook is, I will tell you what a fish hook is. So it's a term I learned when I was learning perms, and it's where you are taking like the ends of the hair, they're not even left straight. They literally bend in this really ugly fish hook way. They look like a fish hook, like a literal fish hook. If you haven't seen a fish hook, I need to figure out how to put little pictures and stuff like in the top corner kind of thing where you could see. Maybe I'll figure that out today. Who knows? When I'm editing, miracles happen. So I'm trying to make sure that I avoid that at all costs. All right, on to this section. There is oh no, it's not a striler, it's curled. It's just one of those weird hairs that I have right now. I'm having a lot of hair loss because I've had quite a few flare-ups lately. I know I have a lot of hair, but let me tell you, even when you have a lot and you lose some, it's kind of traumatizing because you feel like you could lose it all in like a second. And the past 3 days, I've been in a rheumatoid arthritis flare-up, which means my psoriasis flares up, which means my fibro flares up because I have that many things. And so I've literally just, it seems like I'm pulling hair out in chunks almost, and I've lost hair in my hairline again. That's where my psoriasis tends to be the worst. And so I'm very scared. I haven't looked through my entire head to see if I have any bald spots, but the last time it happened this way, I actually had bald spots. So a lot of these little hairs here, it's not that they're broken off. I mean, I thought it was too at first. Trust me, I'm like, I do hair and I'm killing my own hair. I'm pretty gentle with my lightener. Like, I go low and slow, so I do everything with about 20 volume, maybe 25. it's just for my flare-ups. And let me tell you, if you are someone who suffers from severe hair loss or any kind of autoimmune issues that cause you to do this, or even if you're someone who, let's just say you got on a certain kind of diet and you know, you started to lose the weight, but you also started to lose the hair. Guys, there is a comeback, trust me, and it can happen. A lot of it comes down to how you take care of your hair, what you're doing to keep your scalp healthy. Believe it or not, last night I did our treatment, the Eufora urgent repair treatment on my scalp as well. I used that to condition my scalp, and then used bodifying to condition my ends. And I sat there with it for quite a bit of time. It really does help. The psoriasis was really awful yesterday, like literally, like you could see it crusting. It was nasty. And then when I got out of the shower, I sprayed this keratin Fortify, sorry, I always say it backwards, Fortify Keratin Repair all over, including on my hairline. And then I used my scalp treatment from thickening. So I will actually literally take a picture or show you guys here in a second. I can move around with my camera and show you guys all of the things that I've used because they do help. And with my thickening, I used the scalp treatment. I did use the cleanser and the conditioner for a while, but I feel like it worked a little too well. I have a lot of hair already. And though I want my little bald spots to be filled, I don't want excess hair. I've had 3 kids and literally never go through like severe shedding after. So I've only gotten more hair with each child, which is why we are done partly. My body also can't handle it, but hair loss is very traumatic and a real thing. And some people don't get it, but take care of your hair, take care of yourself. It really comes down to you, right? I know that going to a stylist and paying $10 to $20 extra for a treatment seems like a lot, but it's not. Not if it's for you. If it's your, you know, and make it known. I always tell my girls, like, if they're like, oh, I want a treatment today, I'm like, is this relaxed time? Let me know so I'll shut up. Because if y'all can't tell, I'm a bit of a talker. And I like to give them the best. And, you know, we do the treatment. I give a great scalp massage. So I've been told. I do all the things, or I give the scratchies, because I got a friend out there, you know who you are, who loves to have her head scratched with my nails. So, you know, you want to make it the best for yourself and take care of yourself. Self-care is real. It's a thing. It needs to happen. I think everybody should do it, male, female. Everybody should do it because it helps to keep you a little bit more sane. Yes, even I do self-help care. I have a facial. I'm going to help somebody out and be their model, but I'm going to get a facial soon, hopefully. So things like that, you can see, still not touching them at all. And I'm not hairspraying them. Have y'all noticed that I haven't pulled out any hairspray? Do I have hairspray? Yes. Have I pulled it out? No. Do you know why? Because Retain does that for me. It has a memory to it so that it'll keep your curl, or it'll keep the smoothness, or it'll keep whatever you've done with your hair. I kind of look like the lion in the Wizard of Oz. Okay, so this is the part where I'm gonna brush, and I'm also gonna figure out if I'm going to subsection, or do what I did last time. Let's just pull this piece out. And look, see, it's not always perfect. I'm trying to like pin it up. Alligator clips are the bomb. So I have a very grown out, layered, it was a beautiful cut. I'm not gonna lie though, I kind of messed it up because I went in with some thinning shears because my hair felt too heavy. Should have done that. I have a shelf. And to let your hair do what it's gonna do, like when it comes to sectioning, I'm not super picky. I don't go in and try to make it super perfect. I try to let it do what it's gonna do, because then it's less work for you. Yep, I don't know what that noise is. I don't know if y'all can hear it. Craziness going on. People are moving around and whatnot. Boop. See, and then I just curl it, let it go back. Find the rest of my hairs. Darn you, blue hair. Sometimes it's translucent, and that's the worst thing. Like, if you find a random hair, don't feel bad. Go back and curl that solo hair that's by itself. It happens to everyone. It happens to me more often than not. It's ridiculous. I always had that one little hair, and I'm like, one day my son called me out on it. He was all, "Mama, you have one straight hair." I was like, dang it. So angry, but by that time, like, I was picking them up from school, so it's not like I could fix it. I was like, I'll fix it tomorrow. Oop. So there's a point to this, because I have a widow's peak, and 9 times out of 10, I let my hair just go where it goes. But here, in this instance, right, I'm curling, and my widow's peak kind of gets thrown all over the place. So what I do is I do the sides of it in these little subsections, and, you know, make sure they're away from my face. As you can see, away from my face. And then I take the widow's peak and I kind of, I'll show you, but I go back and forth. So we're about right here with the section. So this last piece here, you're gonna see how I do it, because I could do it where it all goes one direction, but since I don't really let my hair live like that, that's not how my hair lives, I don't tend to do that. We are 32 minutes into this video, guys. 32 minutes. This is not usually how long it takes me. It takes me like 15 minutes to do all this. But again, I'm not I'm not talking the whole time. My favorite thing too is the smell of retain. There is nothing from Eufora I don't like, though. I'm not gonna lie. It's very natural smelling, but it's also very fruity for some of it. The men's line smells fan-frickin-tastic. I really wish they would make an essential oil. The essential oils are amazing. Today's essential oil that you can not smell through my video is called In Love, and it is a mixture of clove and goodness and all the things that remind me of fall. And so it is one of my favorites. Depending on the time of year, that's how I kind of determine what to put in my diffuser back there. And since we're in the fall season and it actually feels like fall, I decided, you know what? We're gonna do some In Love, because it's my favorite. It was the first scent I was ever introduced to through Eufora. That and the bodifying shampoo and conditioner, which is the purple bottle over here, right there. And that smells amazing. The bodifying actually has sage in it. Ooh, you can always get me with some sage. Clear it out that way. So needless to say, I'm a huge fan of the scents for sure. Renew and de-stress, and I mean all the things They really do help. And there are times where, like when I'm in here and I'm doing things like this, I put stuff on like that, scents, because they can really make a difference for you, for your day, or how you're feeling. I've been looking for one of those little car diffusers too. But I just take my spray in my car. I like to use Renew in my car. I have Renew and I have Be Chill, but in my car, I like Renew. I think it smells good. And then too, like when the Texas sun, you know, turns my car into a toaster oven, the Renew is just renewed. No pun intended. It refreshes me, makes me feel good. Okay, so that's that for this side. You can see everything is away from my face, and there is a logical answer and reason. There is always rhyme to the reason, and the reason is at night when I go night-night, I can literally pin all of this up, which is going to be great because it makes my life easier. Okay, so that's the last of my retain in my hair. And now what I'm gonna do is put some of this up. I'm gonna take my sections, and there's really only gonna be 3. And I'm gonna make sure I brush through them so as not to have tangles that are snagging. This is the part where arms can get tired, guys. Even mine get tired when I'm doing my own hair because you're having to pull. I pull up so it's a little bit off base so I get good volume to it. And then slowly just keep going. So this curl, you can see I'm pulling it up. We're gonna let it live where it lives. I actually have calyx right here in this hair. This is why I don't fight the hair. Don't fight those calyx, my friends. There's that little bit left. I'm gonna wrap it one more time. I'm gonna take it out like this and just let it live where it lives. So we'll pull it back, and wherever it goes, it goes. This is the cooling time too. So I do have a long bang in here. You can see it, it'll fall out right now. I'm gonna let that long bang fall out and take this piece that's not the long bang and do the exact same thing I did with the last one. Although this time, I'm gonna direct it more this way. So one went towards my right and the other is going towards my left. Get a little bit off the base here, just to give it a little bit more bounce and volume. Let it sit there. And then just let it curl up. And then I'm gonna find all my little stragglers here. Like I said, there's always a few of those, and I just have this piece of hair left. So what I'm gonna do with this though, because it is a bang, I just saw a piece of hair fall out. Literally just fell out. Is I'm gonna take my infinity wand and I'm gonna pull this forward like so. Pull it forward. And pull it forward. And then we will let this live wherever. Turning this guy off. Oh, I didn't turn my curling iron on. Oopsies. So if you like that very old Hollywood glam look, This is a good way to get that because you can make this piece big and do that whole. Now, I'm not really up for that. What I am gonna do is move this to the side because now, again, haven't touched hairspray. I'm gonna take my wide tooth comb and look at that. I'm gonna give this a nice, good comb up here. That back piece was already pretty set. I let these curls set to cool. So this is first day hair. Okay guys, we're gonna finish up. My video turned off for a second. So this side now has cooled now that I've deleted like 200 photos. And we're gonna go over that with this side. Now this is why the bangs are gonna work, because if I so choose to go this way, where it's split down the center, I have good, this side is a little crazier, but I have good bounce on both sides. So the only thing I like to do at the very end is use either an oil or my Illuminate. Illuminate is a spray gloss, and I did 4 pumps in my hands, and then I like to run it through. So much hair. But like I said, so you can see any way I part it. I don't have a part. I don't like a part. I just let my hair do its thing. But you can see the definition in the curl. It's big for now. It won't stay that way. I can move it either direction. I can have it either way. It'll probably be more this way today, or maybe down the center. I don't know yet. But that is how you curl your hair. It took me on this video about 30 something minutes. It does not take that long. It really doesn't. If you've practiced and you're focused and you're not trying to do 50 things at once, it'll take you 15, maybe 20 minutes. And it takes me 15 and I have a lot of hair. So play with it, figure it out, learn to love it. You know, these curls do separate when I first do them. Of course, I like to wide tooth comb them and bunch them together and then just let my hair kind of do its thing. But yeah, that is how you do your curls. That is how to get them done effectively, efficiently. I never realized how long my hair is until I do something like this. Look, this is my favorite thing to do. If you guys haven't started using these clips again, what's wrong with you? These things are fun. And then throw it up and then do something like that and push that back and bam, like mom life. So have fun with it, do your thing. Play with your hair, learn to practice, watch this video repetitively. I go over step by step and I'm pretty thorough about it. So if you like what you see or you have some suggestions, please let me know. I'm here for you. Thanks guys for stopping at Sessions with Steph. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. Remember to just give it your all and do your best. Take a deep breath and you are wonderful. Later, Gators.